Well, good day to you. Today we are coming to you with our favorite stager, Kristy Kasper. Her business name is With Buyer's Eyes. We actually work with her a lot with our sellers. She comes in to do a consultation for our sellers and to help them really make their house shine as far as the staging aspect is concerned. So this will be our seller summary for July, and we're talking staging 101. So I thought we'd bring Kristy in and just get a few ideas of what we can do just to begin, because so many times, our sellers aren't moving necessarily right this second, but they're thinking, oh my goodness, I have so much stuff, what am I supposed to do? So I guess the first question that we would have for you is, where do we begin? So where do people start in this process, even before you come?
Right, good question, because a lot of people have probably been in their house for 10, 15, sometimes 30 years. So
yeah, we've had those.
After that long, you accumulate a lot of stuff. Yeah. So the first place to start is really to declutter. Okay. Are you using these things on a daily basis? Do you actually need them out? Do you have a lot of decorations that maybe are just taking up space visually? So the best thing to do is just to start packing for when you do move. Yeah. So packing is a great way to start declutter. Start depersonalizing. If you have gallery walls of family pictures that can maybe be distracting when people walk through your house, that's a good place to maybe start putting up some neutral artwork. If you have maybe kids artwork or kids handprints on their bedroom walls, things like that. Maybe you could start doing some neutral paint colors if you have some real taste specific paint colors. And another great way to kind of get your house ready is to start working on the yard, because curb appeal is the first impression. You want that to look as great as possible. So those are just a few of the main things to start with.
Yeah, absolutely. And we always tell our sellers to take pictures of their yard during the spring and summer months. We talked about that in our last e-zine, because of the fact that sometimes we're listing in the winter. So that's a great tip. Awesome. So now as they move on, so say they've started decluttering, they've maybe done a few things here and there, they're packing up some of the boxes because you're not going to use some of that stuff anyways in the next year or so. What would be, maybe one step further that they could go just to kind of maybe get some outside perspective or something like that?
Well, outside perspective is a great way to kind of figure out what might need to be done a little bit to the next step.
Right, because we live in our houses and we wouldn't know, I wouldn't know what to do if I was selling my own house.
And you like it that way, and that's why you live that way. But having maybe a friend or a neighbor, someone who has an outside view of the way your house looks, not only the way your house looks, but maybe the way your house smells. Like if you have some very specific odors throughout your house. If you really love that lavender candle, not everyone loves lavender. So have someone that doesn't live in your house come in and just walk through with you and say, okay, does it seem like this is a really cluttered room? Do I have too much furniture in here? Is there something that I could do that you see? Now, neighbors and friends aren't always going to be completely honest with you, but maybe they'll give you a few tips for just that initial.
Yeah, just an initial look to say, okay, does it look like this room is small because too much furniture is in here or something like that?
Exactly.
That's great. Awesome. And sometimes we have people who have watched HGTV a lot and they think they know it all. So be careful. Be careful with that one.
Yes, be careful with HGTV.
Yes, I know. We have a lot of fun with that. Okay, so lastly, I guess maybe let's just talk about, so now we get closer to listing, maybe a month out or so, and they're getting serious now at this point. What would be something that could you kind of take us through a couple of the details of what you do when you actually go meet with our clients now? Sure. At that point, you're getting a little bit more serious, right?
Yep, exactly. And it kind of depends on if you have some projects to do, or if it's just kind of cosmetic things as to when you would need me to come in. So if you have larger projects, like you're replacing countertops, doing light fixtures, things like that, maybe a month to 6 weeks out, I'll come in and I'll help you pick out some of those things. Right. And if not, a few weeks just to kind of help with some decluttering and depersonalizing, that type of thing. Okay. But what I do when I come through the house is I walk room by room with the homeowner, and we talk about each room specifically. What can we remove? What can we do to neutralize it, whether it be paint color, updating light fixtures, things like that, taking out some of the dated furniture. That's always usually the case. But so I walk through every room with them, and we talk about, what's within their budget, what's within their time frame, what they're willing to do, and kind of just what works for them. Okay. And then After we walk through, I write everything down that we've talked about, and I have a booklet that I give the client so that they can reference all of my notes and everything that we've discussed, and I have every paint color written down, so
nice.
they have it in detail, so
Very
there's
good.
no miscommunication.
Yeah, so they can keep up with the style of right now, and that really helps, you know, these sorts of advising, you know, that you do obviously helps our clients to really make that house shine. And the more it shines, the faster we get good offers, good buyers really interested in those properties. So these are all great things. Now, some people will do that entire list, right?
Yeah.
And some people only do a few of those items.
Right.
So it depends on the client, I think, on how much they do probably.
It definitely does. It depends on the client, depends on their timing, if they have help to do the things that we might need to implement. But if they know
how fast we need to get on.
Right. And if they know they can't do every single thing, then I like to help them prioritize. Okay, in this room, what are the top 2 things that we would do? And we highlight those.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So they have a plan.
That is awesome. Yeah, so this is a great opportunity for sellers to just have Kristy, you know, have some time to go through those things. This is just kind of one of the starting points to our listing process, and Kristy is a great resource for us. She has been awesome with our clients, and they've really enjoyed working with her. So thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
This is your seller summary, staging 101, and we'll see you next month.